As you come across this video, chances are you've got a few things that you need to get done that you just haven't gotten down to yet. You might have clicked on this video doing exactly what this video is about to talk about. And to that I say, it's alright. After all, you're here for a reason, and procrastinating is normal, so don't beat yourself up over it, because it happens to us all. Now, procrastination is an issue that's been affecting more and more students. It is difficult to tackle and often stems from multiple overlapping issues and habits. People often assume that overcoming procrastination is simply a matter of willpower, but in reality, the situation is far more complex than that, as habits are very hard to break. Time and motivation are needed to develop newer and healthier ones, as willpower alone won't be enough. So how can we then start getting things under control, keep the productivity going, and understand how to keep our procrastination under control? In this video, we hope to share with you all what we've found and discuss some of the causes for procrastination and tips that you could apply in your life to have the best chance at overcoming and reducing your procrastination. Procrastination can be a tough issue to handle when going about our lives as students, especially when it makes us feel frustrated and defeated at times. Staying on our task can make us less productive and even receive lower grades if we leave our work for until the last minute. Psychological studies have also further shown that procrastination can really grow to be a huge issue, and has often associated its effects with reduced mental health, higher levels of stress, and lower levels of well-being, which in turn increases the risk of physical health problems. So what exactly is procrastination? Well, procrastination is the act of unnecessarily postponing and avoiding decisions or actions with the tendency of replacing them with less stressful and less important tasks. This means things like choosing to open up Instagram and getting carried away with it when you have a report undone due the next day. When tasks may seem daunting and stressful, there's a higher chance that we procrastinate and instead do things that we find more comfort and joy in, as they require less activation energy of us. And this ends up being our coping mechanism. A common misconception that people tend to have about procrastination is that it comes from having poor time management skills. And while this may be true to some extent in some cases, there are often deep-rooted issues that come into play, and understanding these complexities will become crucial in helping you to curb these tendencies, as procrastination can come in many forms. And learning to deal with it is thus the way forward. Motivation coupled with self-discipline drives us to complete tasks. In most cases of procrastination, however, we encounter what is called demotivating and hindering factors. These include and are not limited to anxiety, fear of failure, fatigue, perfectionism, or rewards that seem too distant. These factors often outweigh your self-control until the balance shifts, and you go into panic mode. In order to tackle these, you will then need to be able to understand and find the triggers and reasons for your procrastination. This will then help you to formulate better productivity habits and create a plan to reach your goals and feel great. Research has also displayed that you can overcome your procrastination by using the right techniques. Some individuals prone to chronic procrastination may find emotional regulation and stress management techniques to be more effective than training their time management skills, since procrastination partly stems from an inability to cope when going through difficult emotions. Once procrastination has become a learned behavior, like any bad habit, it becomes hard to stop. Often why we continue to behave this way despite knowing that it's a bad habit to procrastinate is because our minds begin to feed off the stress and adrenaline of the situations where we do well in. As such, the next time we procrastinate, we may think to ourselves, so why change? However, this is unhealthy, and we cannot simply overcome our procrastination with pure willpower the next time. Learning how to regulate our emotions and time more effectively are then some methods that we can use to help discover ourselves and our procrastination. Here are now 3 main reflective questions to help you assess the nature of your procrastination to find their triggers. So here are 3 main reflective questions to help you assess the nature of your procrastination to find their triggers. Number 1. When do you procrastinate? Is it in certain environments? Is it after you start doing something or before even starting? Number 2. How do you procrastinate? Do you watch TV, go out with friends, jump onto social media, or even take care of other tasks? Number 3. Why do you procrastinate? For example, do you find that you feel overwhelmed or constantly distracted? Or could it be that you don't even know where to begin? Once you've identified these factors, you then need to set goals and create a plan of action. It is important to note that everyone has different cycles of productivity, and our productivity cycles have a close relationship to us being night owls versus early birds. A great way to identify which category you fall under is to look back at your peak productive time and your least productive times, and then plan your schedule around that. In general, it is also good advice to try to maintain a good sleep routine and experiment with your work times to ensure what works best for you. Keep in mind that during different parts of the day, you'll also be able to handle different levels of difficulty in your tasks, and in so, Doing heavier, more energy-consuming tasks early in the day is usually better. Eating well and being well rested will also increase your creativity for these tasks, and it is good practice to leave the smaller, easier, and less important tasks for later. Here are now some general tips that we've gathered that could help you to keep focus and manage and reduce your levels of procrastination. Prioritize your time by order of importance. This can be done in lists, and stick to your deadlines. Hold yourself accountable and also ask others for help when you need it. When starting your tasks, try to start small. Tell yourself you are starting with 5 to 10 minutes of work initially and continue on. Once you're in the flow, do not break this flow unless you really must. Break tasks into things you can complete. Create targets you can complete before your next break for continuity and make them and your goals reasonable. Add a delay before indulging in your impulses. Give yourself some small goals to complete, such as finishing a few sentences before you check your phone. In some cases, the urge then disappears. Keep the flow going. Put distractions such as phones away and on silent while you work. Tell those around you not to come and distract you unless it's urgent. This will help you to maintain the focus that you have built up. Use timers to help keep you engaged. Methods such as Pomodoro timer or time boxing can be helpful in getting started. Gamification, which involves incorporating fun, playful elements into tasks such as competition, is also helpful and can help keep you more engaged. And lastly, take breaks in between. Exercise, get fresh air, and try to maintain your levels of energy so that you can fully focus on your tasks during the assigned time to get the most out of your work. Overall, procrastination is a complex problem for many of us, yet it is important that we tackle procrastination for many reasons. Remember, imperfect action is better than no action at all, so applaud yourself for finding out more about how to tackle procrastination in the first place. What matters most is that you don't let this discourage you as you focus on the tasks that are relevant to you. And that's all we have for you today. So until next time, in our next video.